We welcome in Trevis Gipson, University of Tulsa defensive end, all-star for the Golden Hurricane, and a fifth-round draft choice of the Chicago Bears. Trevis, thanks for jumping into the eye of the hurricane, and congratulations. What are your feelings at this point?
Man, I'm just really overwhelmed with just excitement. You know, Chicago is a great team, an even greater city, and I'm anxious to get the road going.
Take us through, Trevis, the scenario where you are waiting and waiting and waiting, and then you get a phone call. What was that like? And take us through how that goes for a draft choice.
You know, it was just being anxious overall. You know, you seeing the picks go by. I had a good handful of teams who I knew had high interest in me, and you know, seeing them make their picks, and it was just really just being patient, waiting on the phone call, knowing that it's coming, but you just don't know when, of course. So, I mean, when I got the phone call, my heart dropped a little bit. I was in my room. The Chicago Bears, and it just felt like a lot of relief came off my back.
And again, as you're a draft pick possibility waiting for all of this to happen, every time you see that the pick is in and you didn't get a phone call, you know you're not picked. So it's probably a little bit of a disappointment. But you always get the phone call first, right?
Yes, sir, you do. And I mean, as far as that, I mean, it's really just about taking advantage of my opportunity. You know, I'm sort of used to being overlooked or underestimated a little bit coming out of high school, as a lot of people know, I only had one Division I offer. So I was just waiting on that one opportunity, and I was blessed for it to be the Chicago Bears, and now it's time to take advantage of it.
As you look back on your career coming into TU at 205 pounds and a guy looking to grow and get better and improve, what's the emotion that goes through you as you've gone through 4 or 5 years of really, really hard work and it results in this? What's going through your mind?
Honestly, I think I'm just really appreciative of myself for putting in the hard work and never giving up on myself. You know, it was times that I got discouraged or times that I couldn't see the light in the end of the tunnel, and I just kept pushing, and, you know, overall, never stopped chasing my dreams, and I think that's something that I feel best about right now.
Who at TU helped you the most?
I would probably say, if not Coach Montgomery, then my position coach or my defensive coordinator. I mean, I think a lot of people helped me out. Honestly, the strength staff, the nutrition staff helped me out also. But, you know, as far as just, I think playing the big role in my career, it would be my coaches, definitely. I think everybody, honestly, but my coaches helped push me hard, push me a lot.
Trevis, in your last 2 years, you had 24 tackles for a loss. 12 of those were sacks. You had 7 forced fumbles. What was it about those last 2 years that made you a better player?
I think it was just, you know, making sure that I was prepared when my opportunity was present. And I mean, as far as that goes, just making sure I was ready when my name was called, and, you know, knowing that someday that day would come. I was just in full preparation. And I think it was just something that I was beyond prepared for and ready to show what I could do.
Who at TU, as far as a player was concerned, really led you, kind of took them under your wing? What players really helped you out a
lot? I mean, there was a lot of guys that helped me out, man. Derek Alexander, Jeremy Smith, Derek Lucian. I mean, there was a lot of guys who really helped me out. Coach Craig Suits, who's now still a coach. I mean, they're all tremendous guys, and they work really hard. So, I mean, just seeing them and the way that they approach things, I mean, it was just me being a sponge and taking the best things I could from them.
When you went to the Von Miller pass rushing camp, how much did that help you?
It helped me tremendously. I mean, from my junior year to senior year, not tackle-wise, but as far as production-wise, I nearly doubled my stats. So I feel like the tips and techniques that I acquired from those guys, I think it helped me tremendously.
And certainly, as you looked at the Tulsa defense last year, the TU defense gave the Hurricane a chance to win almost every single game. How proud are you of that unit?
I'm really proud. You know, we had some great seniors on both offense and defense, and I think our defense really came together this past year, and you know, we made a goal and we chased it relentlessly until we ran out of time. And I mean, that's the same as the offense too. So I feel like our offense really made our defense better and vice versa, and I'm excited for the future for those guys.
And one of your fellow seniors, Reggie Robinson, got picked in the 4th round of the NFL draft. How much have you talked to him since that happened, and what kind of a teammate was he for you?
I talked to him a good amount. I text him the day of, and I mean, I'm pretty sure he's been busy just like I have, if not with interviews and Zoom meetings and probably all types of different stuff. But I mean, it was an amazing feeling, man. You know, I'm from Dallas, and for him to come home to my city and be able to represent my city, I think that's a great blessing for him. I'm really appreciative that I got to play with him, and I definitely look forward to keeping a friendship with him in the future.
You got a degree actually a year ago. What are the important things in your life with regard to academics at TU, and how important is it that you have that degree from Tulsa?
I think it's really important simply because I can't play football forever, obviously. I wish I could, but at some point in time, education is going to play a big role in what I do day to day. So I'm real thankful that I got my degree, and if time frees up in the future, maybe I can go back and get my master's.
And one of the tweets you had after you were drafted mentioned a chip on your shoulder. You've always kind of played with a chip on your shoulder. So was that an important tweet for you? And the Bears really reacted nicely to that, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they said they heard me, but I think seeing some opportunities pass me by really put another chip on my shoulder, and I'm really thankful for that, just because that's what's gotten me to where I am now. And now that it feels replanted, or maybe even more than just one planted, it is going to propel me forward a lot.
Trevis, you also tweeted that you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself as a villain. I'd love to give that as a, Trevis Gipson quote, but I think that comes from Dark Knight, maybe Batman. Is that something special to you?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. You know, I named my dog after Bane in Batman. So those, you may see a lot of quotes from Batman or the Joker, but I mean, as far as that, I feel like I'm an underdog sometimes. I mean, I know it's a lot of rivalries in the NFL, and I just really, you know what I'm saying, I want to prove to the world what I am and what I can do on the football field in this game.
And speaking of Batman, there were many times when you had a sack, you did a baseball swing. So what was that all about, and what does that mean?
Man, it's just different celebrations. I think I try to show my pride for the game through my celebrations. I think I finally set on one celebration, which I can't obviously tell just yet because I'm going to use it. But I think it's just, just showing my love for the game, making sure it's still fun,
And you certainly had a lot of fun playing defensive end for the University of Tulsa. As you look back on your experience at TU, would you change anything? And what do you think of the Golden Hurricane?
I don't think I would change anything, man. I think everything happened the way it did for a reason. And, I'm satisfied with the results that I've gotten so far to where I am now. And, I mean, it's just more work from here on out. And, I mean, I'm real appreciative for TU. It was obviously a big part of my life. I spent 5 years there and made a lot of friends and, experienced a lot of different coaching techniques, coaching styles, met a lot of different coaches. And, I mean, it was just a great situation that's going to help me grow in the future.
What have you learned? I know it's early, but what have you learned already from the Chicago Bears?
Man, I just finished day 2 of installing the defense. So, man, I've learned how to play the defense. Of course, not all of it just yet, but great techniques and, really just the main base of the defense, the main gist of it.
And Trevis, how are you keeping in shape in these days where you're supposed to be socially distancing?
Man, I'm working out every day that I can. The only off day that I get off are Wednesdays, but other than that, I'm just staying in shape, working out with my trainer at a field in his neighborhood, and we usually go about 3 o'clock for 2 hours and get a good sweat in the heat of the day and go home and do it the next day.
Well, Trevis, we're obviously so proud of you, and congratulations on being drafted by the Chicago Bears. And I know you're going to be a great ambassador for TU football as you play in the NFL. Thanks a lot. And again, congratulations and stay safe.
Yes, sir. Thank you a lot for having me.